You are listening to WTUZ Radio Podcast. Welcome to WTUZ Radio Podcast. I am your host, Rhonda. And today's topic, we are going to talk about the making of a son. Not S-O-N, but S-U-N. Now, those that rock with us, you know that we go in real deep regarding what the sun really is, what the moon really is, what is really the black sun. And shout out to the YouTube channel Vibes of Cosmos for really putting us up on game on what the sun, the moon, and the black sun really are. Wow, it's life-changing stuff. We're also going to just go over Vibes of Cosmo, breaking that information down again, in case this is folks' first time seeing it. Now, what was the inspiration for this particular podcast, The Making of a Son? I'm minding my business as I normally try to do. And across my screen comes a news story, and was actually one of the mainstream media. I can't remember if it was the nightly news, if it was 60 Minutes. I can't remember which one, okay, because I was comfortable and I didn't want to have to go fetch my laptop to recreate what they were talking about, because I knew if they were putting it on mainstream media, then I could just go back and pull up any other publication for the information. So they were talking about fusion energy and how they really have the technology to swap out what they are calling petrol or oil, and using fusion, which is a clean source of energy. And so they literally showed a fusion factory, and I sat straight up because the design that they showed is exactly the prototype that was showed in the Showtime series, The Man Who Fell to Earth. Okay. So before you should see a snapshot of Faraday. That's the main character in The Man Who Fell to Earth, showing his fusion prototype. Okay. And the first time I saw that, I immediately said, oh my God, he's talking about recreating the black sun. Okay. And so in this case, in this particular show, his whole purpose of coming to quote planet Earth was to recreate this technology to his planet cannot be destroyed. And he also states that Earth is going to have the same issue. So I immediately knew they were talking about the black sun. He was talking about their current black sun was going to burn out and they needed to recreate a new one. And as he's demoing this small prototype that you see on the screen, he says that it's fusion. Okay, so those are you that are up on The Man Who Fell to Earth. That's episode 3. Okay. So, of course, I never forgot that. I never forgot how this device looked. I didn't forget how old boy said that it was used as far as the main source of power. And then also in the first episode, they talked about using base 60, which is cuneiform mathematics. All right. Cuneiform mathematics. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, they're pretty much bringing in all of the things that folks say are mythology in this particular program and giving you the true science behind the hidden technology. Okay. So now we're starting to see, if you pay attention, because now you should know, well, those of you that rock with us anyway, now you should understand what these hidden technologies are, things that they are calling mysterious, things that they are calling godlike, are really just technologies. Okay. So, let's just real quick go to Wikipedia with fusion power. Fusion power is a proposed form of power generation that would generate electricity by using heat from nuclear fusion reactions. In a fusion process, two lighter atomic nuclei combine to form a heavier nucleus while releasing energy. Devices designed to harness this energy known as fusion reactors. Okay, so they claiming that they began researching into fusion in the 1940s. Yada, yada, yada. So there you have it. Okay, so you can read through this to get more insight into it. Shout out to Nephew Nuwa. Because remember, we had that conversation about the power of hydrogen and the man who fell to Earth. The secret that they were missing for his device, i.e. his black sun that he needed to build for his planet, was hydrogen. Okay. All right. So that was like a couple of episodes out, but nephew, you had already talked about hydrogen. So I was kind of tripping out when they went into it on there. But here we go. In Wikipedia's description of fusion power, in stars, the most common fuel is hydrogen. And gravity provides, and when we say gravity, it's really density, but nonetheless. And gravity provides extremely long confinement times that reach the condition needed for fusion energy production. Okay, so I'm not going to go into this any further. You can definitely go into it with your own, read this on your own. But basically, they are comparing the power of fusion to the power of what they call the sun. All right, so let's get to this breakthrough technology. Okay, so this is coming from the BBC. So we'll see how they fare. Hopefully they'll let us use this. Fair use. It is BBC News. They put this out in February. Major breakthrough on nuclear fusion energy, BBC News. All right. So let's blow this up and see what the BBC has to say. Now, you all see the shape of this nuclear fusion. Okay. Just reminding you, this is the prototype that Faraday, from the man who fell to Earth, was demonstrating. Okay. So let's see what the BBC is talking about. BBC News.
2, 1, 0.
This is the record-breaking reaction. It is more than 150 million degrees centigrade. 10 times hotter than the heart of the sun. And it happened here, the world's most powerful fusion plant, Jet Fusion, in Culham in Oxfordshire. It is, say the team here, a landmark for this technology.
These results are really significant because what we've managed to demonstrate inside Jet is that we can create a mini sun, the right kind of mini sun, hold it there for a sustained period and get really good performance levels, which is a major step forward in terms of our quest to get to fusion power plants.
Most nuclear reactors use fission. That's when big, unstable atoms like uranium are split in two, releasing lots of energy and radiation. Fusion is different. It involves forcing atoms of hydrogen together, fusing them to create helium, as well as lots of energy and just a tiny bit of short-lived radiation. Creating mini-stars inside reactors like this is one of the greatest technological challenges humanity has ever faced.
So I just wanted to pause this because they putting a lot in this little two minutes. So thank you, BBC News. You're doing a great job with this. We're getting exactly what we need out of these 2 minutes. So just to recap, you notice how they said that this fusion reactor has 100 more times power than the sun. Okay. And then the gentleman said that they are trying to recreate a mini sun. And then this gentleman just explained how when the hydrogen explodes, it's equivalent to creating stars. So I want you all to remember that when we go into the Vibes of Cosmo video, when he explains the black sun. So here we go.
Get it right, and it holds out the potential for producing almost unlimited supplies of energy pretty much forever. The key part of this reaction only lasts for 5 seconds and only generated enough power for 60 kettles, but it is an important proof of the principles of fusion. But it means there is still lots of work to do. Do you think you'll see commercial fusion in your lifetime?
Yes, I do think we will see commercial fusion.
You're confident we will?
Yes, I am confident. I want to believe in it.
So answer me this, why is it taking so long?
It is hard. It is really hard. It is very complex, but it's worth it, and we just have to do it for the future.
Fusion energy is carbon-free, but it is not going to be ready in time to get us out of the climate crisis. That shouldn't stop this research, say supporters. The enormous promise fusion holds means we've got to keep working on it. Justin Rolat, BBC News, Oxfordshire.
Okay, so shout out to BBC News. Again, that's major breakthrough on nuclear fusion energy. And they came out in Feb of this year. Okay. All right. So, and anyone that's been watching the series, The Man Who Fell to Earth, you know, when Faraday demonstrated at that scientific conference, hit this prototype of his device, I call it, i.e., the black sun. He said this is a device that would have clean, that would provide you clean energy for life. Okay. So I just found it interesting that now they are bringing to the public nuclear fusion. Bringing to the public nuclear fusion and what it can do, and saying it has the same power as the sun, yada, 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 yada. Let's get into Vibes of Cosmos. Shout out to Vibes of Cosmos. If you are not subscribed to this channel, I highly, highly encourage you. Subscribe to his channel. Go back and watch his videos. It is a game changer. Anybody that thinks you're well versed on land beyond the poles and quote, quote, flat earth theory, I highly encourage you to check out Vibes of Cosmo. He's the best in the game. Okay. Totally makes sense what he says. you're going to binge watch his videos. I promise you, you will. So this particular video is called Black Sun Below Motion and Moon Phases. All right. He came out with this one last year, and he has a couple videos on the black sun, giving you different slices of the information. So right over here with his thumbnail, you'll see at the bottom that red coil going on. That's the electromagnetic coil, i.e. the black sun. Okay. And he'll go over that in this video. All right. Now, those of you that are Westworld, shout out to us Westworld watchers. And somebody caught it also. I was so proud of y'all. The person that caught it, when they are showing that coil that's underneath the scalp of the robots, we peep game that they're simulating the electromagnetic coil of the black sun. So they're pretty much telling you in Westworld that these robots, and now in season 4 rather, the humans are tuned to the electromagnetic coil of the black sun, and they use the towers to emit the signal coming from the black sun. All right? So it's all related, fam. They keep putting everything right in our face. Okay, so let's get into this vid from Vibes of Cosmo, Black Sun, Below, Motion, and Moon's Phases. All right. So here we go. Oh, shoot. I gotta mute it rather, because Vibes be kicking with the music. And I don't want to get a copyright strike. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, he's depicting the center of the earth. So just real quick, he's also depicting in this additional landmass, okay? Because the center of the earth, you know, so you can look at the very center as the Arctic pole. And then this little landmass around it, that is what's the known worlds. You can kind of see my cursor outlining it. Okay. So this landmass back here, where you see my cursor, now y'all can see the lawnmower going. Hear the lawnmower going, rather. This landmass back here, this represents unknown lands, this island next to it, and all of this stuff around there, that represents unknown lands. Okay? And I think these two are unknown also. And one of these, I can't remember which one of these are Australia. I think that's New Zealand. Okay, but one of these other ones are unknown lands. Okay, so when Admiral Byrd did Operation High Jump, and he was standing on one of them ice glaciers in the Arctic, right? In the Arctic, and he said he saw lands, a bunch of land beyond unhabitable land, that was really, really a lot of uninhabitable land. That this is what he was seeing. Because I think he said he saw it across the U.S. So I'm assuming he was maybe looking this way. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if the man canvassed around the whole thing, but nonetheless, just telling you all that that's what, according to Admiral Byrd, he was seeing. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so he's showing you below the electromagnetic coil. Black sun below on motion. Okay, So as you could see, he's showing you Polaris, right? Y'all know that Polaris star that never moves, that they call, i.e., the North Star. He's showing you what is the origins of that. Okay? That is refracted light / electromagnetic energy that is coming from this electromagnetic coil. And I'm assuming driven by fusion, what they're calling fusion. Okay, so let's continue. All right. Okay, so he's showing you the axis of the moon. Okay. And again, just showing you the full the motion pattern of the black sun. Okay. So what he's showing you, and he'll go into a little bit more detail, is the motion of the black sun, circular motion, and how the energy coming off the black sun, i.e., the frequency coming off the black sun, is emitting above. Okay, above the earth. So he showed the North Star. He's telling you the precession of the equinox of the moon. All right. And those of you that are up on the book of Enoch, this is what Enoch was describing. When he was describing, he was going up to the heavens. And he saw the throne of God. And he saw the gates. This is what he was describing. He was describing the procession of the black sun and how when the black sun moved, how the cycles of the sun and how the cycles of the moon are created. All right, so let's continue. Okay, let's continue. So again, he's just showing you more emotion. Okay, so the toroidal electromagnetic energy field below. Okay, showing you the equator. Okay, pause. Okay, he's going to go into this again, but I'm just giving my little explanation. Just reiterating what Vibes of Cosmo is showing. And again, shout out to Vibes of Cosmo. This is black sun below motion and moon phases. Okay, so what he's showing here, remember the middle one represents the North Star or Polaris star. Okay, so the white's going to represent the moon. The yellow's going to represent the sun. But understand what the source of all three of these things are. It's the black sun. Okay, let me, Dad, I was trying to look for the phrase where he said electromagnetic. Oh, well, maybe not. That's what I get. Dang. All right. Refraction of light and electromagnetic energy. So let me just move it back a little. All right, so let's go. Okay. So he's telling you refraction of light and electromagnetic energy. So just to be clear, when we talk about what the sun is, what the moon is, what the stars are, we'll stick with the sun, the moon, and the Polaris star for now. They are derived from the electromagnetic coil, electromagnetic energy, fusion technology they're refracted light. Okay? So again, the sun, the moon, the Polaris, North Star are refractions of light, refraction of light, and an electromagnetic energy that are derived from the black sun. So when you hear them talking about fusion technology, that energy is XYZ. I think in that BBC News video, it says that fusion nuclear reaction was 100 times more powerful than the sun. Now, do you understand what they are talking about? Okay. Now, I'm not saying all of those scientists that's working on nuclear fusion understand that this is how our realm is ran with this technology. But they're certainly mirroring what Vibes of Cosmo has told us. Okay? It lines up absolutely perfectly. So again, the power of the sun is coming from this electromagnetic coil, i.e., the black sun. Okay? So the black sun is the true power. Now, the black sun is a technology that someone brought to this realm and laid this technology on top of the natural organic energy of the earth, i.e., on Earth's natural ley lines, the crystals which ran through the ancient giant trees that were cut down. All right. So let's continue. All right. Let's continue with vibes. Okay. So he's just telling you refracted light. So now you should understand the sun and the moon. Okay. And he's showing you the electromagnetic grid. So this is an artificial electromagnetic grid derived from this black sun, which is artificial. Okay. And he's showing you that the magnetic field is also it's coming up off this black sun. But you see the sun, the SUN, is the positive magnetic field. And then the moon represents the negative magnetic field. Okay. All right. So again, he's telling you that that black sun is an electromagnetic energy grid. All right. Okay. So he's just showing you that the center of the cycle motion of the sun below is on the center of the earth, which this is what they're calling the North Pole, right? Where the Polaris, right? That Polaris star is, right? The center of the cycle motion of our sun and moon is magnetic north. Yep. Okay. Oops. Shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Join the two centers. Shoot, I thought I paused it. Join the two centers with a straight line and take a vertical line to the center of the earth. Okay. Okay, so in this view, he's just simply showing you the greater planet Earth, all of planet Earth, all right? So meaning the hidden lands he's showing you as well. He's showing you the large land mass that Admiral Byrd in Operation High Jump said that he saw. Okay. So he has a lot of videos on this too. He's gonna he can break each one of these areas down for you. So he calls this the moon map. All right. So that's why the sun is refracted light. The moon is refracted light, but the moon is the moon reflects the land mass and the body of water on how true Earth looks. Okay, so what he's really showing you is how the moon is mapped out, but the moon shows you all of Earth's landmass. Okay, not just what they're telling you, the hidden lands. I'm sorry, not just what they're telling you, the known lands. He's showing you the entire thing. Now, I know that's a lot to put in this vid, so go check out Vibes of Cosmo. He'll give you more explanation. All right, so let's go. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see what else Vibes is giving us in this. Okay, so he's just going to go into the moon phases. Okay. So those of you that read the book of Enoch, you know that Enoch went over the procession of the moon, the procession of the sun, and he said he saw it up from the heavens or God's throne. So this is what he was talking about. He was elevated, and he could look down and see that electromagnetic coil and see it churning, and understood how the moon was moving and the sun was moving based on that electromagnetic coil. Now, he called it the gates. Okay. All right. So when Enoch was breaking down the different phases, he was calling it the gates. And the gates he was referring to was basically just, oops, let me pause that. Let me go back. Basically, just the magnetic, the electromagnetic turning of that black sun. That's what represented the gates, what Enoch was talking about, i.e. the moon phases. So in his explanation, he was breaking down for you a metaphysics explanation of how the sun moves, how the moon moves. Except he used gates. So folks, of course, took that as a spiritual meaning of gates. But really, it's a technical meaning of how that electromagnetic coil, being powered by fusion, what they're calling today fusion technology, which they're saying today fusion technology is mimicking or recreating the power of the sun. Okay. So I hope this is making sense, how they're putting this stuff in our face. Okay. So just real quick, Vibes is showing you different zones. All right. So Zone A, Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia. Zone B, the Americas. Zone D. So Zone C and D, those are the hidden lands. Okay. But you can see even in Zone A, where I'm pointing at, that's hidden lands. All of this around there is hidden land. I want to say like some of these islands here are hidden lands also. Okay. All right, so I think that's going to be the end of this. But just to point out again, this is the picture of the moon we see. Okay? This picture of the moon, we should now understand, is just a reflection from refracted light from the black sun that uses what they're calling now fusion technology, electromagnetic coil, which you get down to that fusion technology, they're getting the power from hydrogen, which now you should understand why we have so much water on this planet, and particularly salt water, what we're calling the oceans. And shout out to the folks that pointed that out. Much respect. I heard that a couple years ago in a comment section when we were talking about the ancient trees being cut down. And just that quick comment, that person said, yeah, all of this water on the planet is artificial. meaning we didn't have all of this water before. Okay, so those are you that are really well versed in the Bible. That meaning, let there be light. Meaning, let there be light should totally hit you different. Let there be light should let you know that was the turning on of that electromagnetic coil, i.e. black sun, that creates the refracted light of the sun. Okay? And when they talk about in the Bible, water, you should understand why now that water is needed. Okay? That water is for two folds. Number one, to help operate that fusion energy. Because remember, that fusion energy, the real quote, quote, Big Bang power behind it is hydrogen, right? Hydrogen, water, H2O. That's the first fold. The second fold is water is a conductor of energy. Okay, so that is another way for not only to power the i.e. black sun and make sure that its temperature stays regulated, but also to carry out the frequency from the electromagnetic coil, i.e. the black sun. Okay, so what the moon is, again, is just a reflection from refracted light. Y'all see those R's are tying me up. It's a reflection of Earth. It is a picture of Earth. Okay? In quote, quote, you could say in X-ray view. All right? Okay, so I think that's all it's going to end on that. Let me just make sure. Yes. So shout out to Vibes of Cosmo. If you are not subscribed, I highly encourage you, go subscribe to Vibes of Cosmo. I promise you, you will binge watch his videos. Excellent work. This video is titled Black Sun Motion and Moon Phases. Okay. So I did want to bring this to you, fam, regarding the fusion technology that they're starting to talk about. I wanted to bring this to your attention so you can make the correlation on this is not new technology. This is literally how the planet is already set up. Okay? And even when we went into the Vibes of Cosmos stuff with how the black sun really operates, and we talked about the precession of the sun and the moon, that's also the creation of what we call time is all based off of that black sun. Okay, so I hope you get some value out of this. I hope you are making the connections of what they are showing you as new technology really isn't new technology. This is just a major reset that they are trying to go through for this particular realm. I believe across multiple realms as well, to stand up their updated version of the black sun. Okay? Because Mother Earth's natural organic frequency is rising, and therefore their older black sun technology will no longer work. All right. So that's what they're showing you in the man who fell to earth, why he had to come and rebuild a black sun. That is what they're showing you. Also in Westworld, as they keep going through these different resets and upgrades of the technology. All right. So just pay attention when you hear them speak on fusion technology. Right. So if you are not subscribed to us, I highly encourage you to like this video, share, and subscribe. Shout out to everyone that in this particular podcast that has brought great information. Shout out to Vibes of Cosmo. Hey, shout out to BBC News. You all did an excellent job. You really did an excellent job in those 2 minutes explaining what fusion technology really is. All right. So I want to thank everyone. I hope everyone is well on this Monday. This is Rhonda with WTUZ Radio Podcast. Peace and love, family.